Hey guys, welcome to today's lesson. Now, what we're going to be looking at in today's lesson is transforming your inner dialogue. All right, so we're going to start turning people from self-doubters into people who have way more self-esteem. And I really do appreciate this is quite a prominent problem within not just health and fitness space, but within general society where people really doubt their abilities to do things. And hopefully, this kind of lesson today is going to teach you that you can do exactly what you say you're going to do. And just a couple of strategies as how we can do it. Okay, so our inner voice really does shape our reality. How we speak to ourselves as a person really determines what we believe is possible. What you say to yourself can evidently become true. And I'd imagine most of us are pretty hard on ourselves a lot of the time. Now, when I speak to people and I say, oh, you're too hard on yourself, etc., it's honestly the case, because if we are continually hard on ourselves, you will never believe you can do something. And it's almost a case of there's almost a stigma around being confident, as it's being people associate it with being cocky. It's not the case. Confidence gets you to where you want to be. You have to have that internal level of confidence. You can be confident without being cocky. And that's really going to help you kind of reshape where you want to be with your personality, with your lifestyle, and with your health and fitness. Okay. So we're going to have a little look at this today and how we can change the internal narrative and how that can transform your body image and your fitness journey. All right. So first up, I'll just move myself over here a little bit. The science of inner dialogue. Okay, so 70% negative thoughts is the percentage of daily thoughts that are negative. Okay, every single day, 70% of our thoughts are negative, or of the average person who isn't hasn't got that self confidence, that self belief. 2.5x, so performance impact, improve results with positive self talk in sports industry. So if you are more positive in what you say, you can 2.5 times your results, your improved results. Because again, this is something that's been used a lot in sports, professional sports, where you have athletes really talk to themselves in a positive way. They seem to be quite confident. Some of them borderline cocky, aren't they, as well? But the confidence can really take you a long way. Good example would be someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, people think he's a bit cocky, a bit arrogant, but his confidence level has taken him to be one of the greatest athletes that's ever lived, to have success beyond all of our wildest dreams. So having that kind of self-belief and positive self-talk can really, really increase your results. And 21 days to form a rewiring of your neural pathways. So essentially, guys, you can retrain your brain. Okay, you can retrain your brain. Your neural pathways can be retrained every 3 weeks, every 21 days. So your brain creates paths based on thoughts that you repeat often. Okay, negative self-talk can become fixed when you repeat it, and it becomes your reality when you repeat it. Now, brain science, neurological science shows our thoughts actually change our brain structure. So when we keep thinking negative thoughts about ourselves and about our situation, we strengthen our brain connections that make these patterns automatic and very hard to break. So brain scans show that positive self-talk affects different parts of your brain rather than negative self-talk, especially areas linked to bouncing back from setbacks and managing emotions. This explains why changing how you talk to yourself affects your body as well. So the good news is your brain can change. You're not stuck in your old ways, okay? No matter what people might tell you. It's called neuroplasticity, okay? Now, this means you can redirect these paths by practicing more positive self-talk, and doing this regularly. You can build brand new brain networks to help you feel more confident. You can literally talk yourself into being more confident, guys, but you've got to be open to this as well. Don't be watching this and watching it with a closed mindset, because that's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for someone with an open mindset who's willing to change the way they think about themselves. So self-doubt and its impact on body image. So a couple of stats here for you guys now. Women, in regard to women, 64% struggle with negative body image. I'd probably say it's a little bit higher than that, but 64% is the stats here from the Mental Health Foundation UK. Women face higher body dissatisfaction starting in adolescence, and that's often pressured by unrealistic media standards. You know the drill. It's been, since the dawn of media, it's been unrealistic for women to achieve a certain body type. And then this can lead to things like restrictive eating, excessive exercise, and social avoidance. And it isn't just women, it's men as well. So 57% of men experience body dissatisfaction and comparison as well. So this is from Mental Health Foundation UK again. And men's body concerns have increased recently, especially with the form of social media. And when you see these influencers all have really muscular physiques and top physical performance, And the stigma prevents many seeking help. Okay, so men don't tend to ask for help. Women are more inclined to ask for help. Again, it's just stigma, isn't it? Over decades and decades of that kind of masculinity kind of misconception that is around. Perpetuating negative self-talk and unhealthy practices also affect men's body image as well, or how they perceive their bodies. And social media is the bugger of all of this. All right, social media, 91% of images are filtered, 91% of images are edited or manipulated before posting. So don't read everything into social media that you think, guys, okay? Exposure to idealized bodies distorts perception of what's normally achievable, and just 30 minutes of social media browsing significantly worsens body image. Big one. I'd imagine a lot of you guys spend a bit of time on social media. My advice, get off it. Ironically, I'm on it a lot, but I run my business on it. From a personal perspective, I probably spend 5 minutes a day on social media, just because it's toxic. It's toxic, guys. Unless you've got someone like me giving you some decent information, he says. But no, the majority of it is just toxic. Let's think about it. The majority of it is people dancing around doing stupid stuff, isn't it? Or flexing their abs. Or what makes me laugh is when you see girls doing like a lat pull down, so they're trying to show off their back and they've just got their ass sticking out. Things like this, all right? Toxic. Self-doubt creates a cycle of avoidance. So skipping workouts and hiding from mirrors actually damages our relationship even further with our body, okay? And that this negative inner dialogue becomes self-fulfilling. So you kind of feel comfortable doing it, and that's a problem. So believing we can't achieve fitness goals reduces consistent action. It reduces the chance of failure, you could say. The more we avoid it, the stronger our self-doubt grows, because we feel comfortable in the moment that we're not going to have to do anything to change. And it's comfort. And body dissatisfaction strongly predicts eating disorders. It strongly predicts exercise addiction as well as depression. All right, so breaking this cycle and addressing it is massive moving forward. Now, viewing fitness as a journey, not a destination, is a large part of what we need to look at. So we're looking for long-term sustainable results. We're looking for regular habits that build momentum, and we're looking to focus on daily progress, not perfect outcomes, okay? In my little pyramid here, success, consistency, process. Focus on the journey. Focus on trying to enjoy every single day, doing things you know are going to benefit you and your family and your friends in the future, okay? The problem with all of this is that 92% of people abandon fitness goals due to unrealistic expectations, that they feel they should look like a supermodel within 3 weeks, even though you've been neglecting your body for 10 years. It's not going to happen. But what we can do is start little wins along the way that are going to help you really understand fitness, how good it can make you feel, how good it can make you look, how good it can help you perform and be around other people and your energy levels. And then that is when you love the process. When you love the process, you'll never look back. Can you really transform yourself? A question that I'm sure a lot of you have asked yourself in the past. I've asked it myself as well in the way distant past, but now I know it's 100% possible and plausible. But most people would say no, I think. They would say to themselves they can't do something, but you 100% can. So physical change. Research shows consistent 15-minute daily workouts can increase your muscle mass by 8% in just 8 weeks. Just 15 minutes a day, guys. Every single person's got 15 minutes. I was talking about social media before. The majority of people watching this will be spending 3 to 4 hours on social media a day. You've got 15 minutes to do something. You can increase your muscle mass by 8% in just 8 weeks. And that's going to really help you throughout the course of your life with everything that you do. Mental rewiring as well. So the brain forms new neural pathways in as little as 21 days. So replacing I can't with I'm trying can reduce cortisol levels by 23% and increases motivation. I appreciate I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you guys here, but this is the kind of research that I've done on this, and it's just statistics. These are facts, okay? So don't think this is nonsense. These are facts. And then the self-image shift as well. So 78% of successful fitness transformations begin with a mental shift. Those who really visualize their success are 3 times more likely to maintain healthy habits long term. So remember, you have to visualize what you're trying to achieve. Otherwise, it makes it a lot more difficult, 3 times more difficult, as a matter of fact. So your body responds to consistent positive actions. Studies show that even 10-minute daily workouts increases metabolism by 7%, while replacing negative self-talk reduces emotional eating by 34%. Unbelievable. The same neuroplasticity that is self-reinforced, so it's reinforced self-doubt, can be redirected even to build self-belief. So, what is it saying to us, guys? It's saying to me that the more positive you talk about yourself, the easier everything becomes. And this is, again, I get a bit of stick for this sometimes when I say I don't watch the news because I bury my head in the sand a little bit, but it kind of fits hand in hand into this, that the news is negative. There is very, very rarely a happy story on the news because it doesn't get eyeballs, it doesn't get views, it doesn't get attention. Negative stuff gets attention, unfortunately. Now, I choose to not watch it, and I choose to not find out about quite important things going on in the world, or you assume to be important things, because it makes my life better. I'm happier when I'm not watching negative shit on TV. And this is the same with yourself. You will be happier and you will feel better when you stop talking negative shit to yourself. It's quite a simple strategy, guys, at the end of the day. Even if you don't believe it straight away, if you continually tell yourself you can achieve something, you can, by all means, go ahead and really try and achieve something. So I hope this is kind of giving you a bit more insight as to you are holding yourself back with your own negative thoughts and with your own actions in terms of watching social media that makes you feel some kind of comparison that you don't enjoy. You know, deep down you're like, oh, I'm never going to achieve that. It's your own doing. You can control all of this, okay? Now, some tools to change your inner dialogue. Positive affirmations, things like I am becoming stronger every day. Speak to yourself with more kindness and optimism. Okay, it's very, very important. Journaling is another one. So record victories and progress regularly. Write it down, document it. Physical wins, mental health improvements, career wins, whatever it is, relationship wins, write it down, jot it down. Thought reframing, so challenge your negative assumptions with evidence. So when you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, ask yourself, what evidence is there to say I can't do this? What evidence contradicts it? Okay, that little bit of cognitive restructuring can really help break the cycle of limiting beliefs. And progress photos, document non-scale victories. So it doesn't have to be progress photos. It could be measurements. It can be your performance in the gym. It could be your performance with a run that you do. Measure progress in different ways. Okay, ways that you feel are going to help you feel more positive about what you're doing. It's very, very common that someone comes up to me and says they've jumped on the scale, done everything right all week, they've jumped on the scale and it's gone up, and then their week's ruined. And I'm like, why? Why is the week ruined? You've done everything right. Just because the scale's gone up and it's down to a fact that it isn't body fat, that you're stressing about it. And it's so ingrained in people's heads that weight is the be all and friggin' end all. It is not. It is just one metric you can use that can show some form of progress. Okay, there's way more forms of progress than just the scale. And the scale is probably the most random one because it can fluctuate like crazy. Now, all of these kind of tools that we've just spoken about here, so positive affirmations, journaling, thought reframing, progress photos, or progress measurements, these practical tools can really interrupt negative patterns, okay? They create space for new supportive thoughts to grow, and you can flourish as a result of this. So implementing even one of these strategies can really help reduce negative self-talk by around about 50%, so 47% within 3 weeks. Right, and that again is down to a study that's according to recent psychological studies. So let's focus on this, guys. Let's focus on really giving yourself a bit more credit. And the role of community and support with all of this. So we become like those we surround ourselves with. Okay, so supportive communities normalize growth and celebrate small wins. I think we overlook the fact that as humans we are kind of like pack animals, I would say. You know, we live together, we're communities. You know, it's always a thing, but communities have always been a thing within humanity, and it's just such a powerful thing. So whether or not you have a community in a fitness class, an online space, whether you've got a large family or even a small family and it's a strong community of friends, good friends as well, it's really important. Okay, so find your tribe, whether it's online or in person, and share your journey with those that lift you up. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to share your journey, okay? And if anyone's been cynical about any of that, then again, we're not being open-minded enough to think, you know what, let's really embrace this opportunity. I say this a lot, guys, but we've got one life, okay? We've actually got one life. And I feel a lot of people are either afraid to live it because they're so worried about what other people think. We need to scrap that. We need to scrap it big time. Right then, so in conclusion to all of this, embrace the process. So first up is positive self-talk. Speak to yourself with more compassion, please. Secondly, focus on progress. So celebrate improvements that don't necessarily mean perfection, okay? Community support, so connect and encourage with other people and get engaged with other people. And some self-compassion. So be kind to yourself as you would be to a friend, okay? Think of this sometimes. if you're worried about something, stressed about something, it's getting you down, think about what advice you would give to a friend and give that advice to yourself, because we always give good advice to other people, we never give it to ourselves. So think about it that way, okay? Transformations honestly begin from within yourself, within your brain, essentially. Your thoughts really do create your reality. So start with one positive change today that's going to help you feel more positive about yourself. Trust your ability to grow, trust your abilities to succeed. You are really, really worthy of more self-belief than you're giving yourself right now. Okay, so hopefully that has made a little bit of sense for you guys. Thank you very much for listening or watching this lesson today. This kind of stuff, self-belief, self-esteem, is a huge fundamental part of any progress that you make. So please take on board some of these little tactics I've given you today. But if you do have any more questions or want to go into any more depth about this, let me know, and I will happily help. All right, so have a lovely day, guys. Take care, and I'll speak to you all really soon.